परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Wonder of Wonders, English rendering of Paramahamsa Sadguru SriSatupasi's Kannada classic Mahadascharya, Chapter 9. Om Shri Guru Dattaya Namaha. Bullock eats garments, stabs. One day I had allowed the cattle to rest in Saidana's fallow land after grazing them. Resting my head on the farm bund, I closed my eyes, saying to myself, Kanesha, you be the watch, I'll go to sleep. I fell into deep sleep. When I am fast asleep, a white-colored cow of delicate build, grazing along the bund, has moved into Nurullah Meshru's land. Dodderi Kenchana of Harijan caste had rented that land. He had kept his upper garment on the farm bund while scraping grass grown in between ragi seedlings. This ox has gone grazing near the garment. Don't know whether the ox had garment eating habit or it was hungry, but it is eating the garment. When it is chewing merrily the garment in its jaws, Kenchana, who has come back to pick up his garment after scraping the bund, has seen it eating the garment. He has come running, pulling out the garment that was still in its mouth. He has tied the ox to the honge tree, the Indian beech, and he started whipping it continuously with a broomstick of tender honge branches, holding it by its bridle. He is beating it, replacing one broom after another, without listening either to its moans and cries or noticing its tears. How possessed of anger he was, we don't know. He has bet it until he is himself exhausted. He has driven it to his Yajamana's house, the overlord, Nurullah Meshru. He has driven it. Despite its tear-stricken resistance, he hasn't relented. When he was driving it forcibly, I awoke slowly. I look around, saying, Shiva, Shiva, all the bullocks are where they are. Somehow I turn that side and see the sight of bullock being dragged and driven. I ran towards it, shocked. Why, brother? Why are you dragging? What did it do? I asked. Still you ask, what has it done? Look at my shirt. And shows the remnants of his half-eaten shirt. Ayyo, it hasn't done anything. It's my fault that I went into sleep. It hasn't faulted. Please leave it. If you want, beat me. As much as you want, I said. On seeing me, the bullock began to shed tears profusely. It cried, Amba, I see its whole body is swollen. It was sobbing, unable to withstand pain. It was shivering like the one who shivers gada gada uncontrollably when drenched in rain. I too began sobbing, unable to withstand what I had seen. With folded hands, begged him. Aya, brother sir, if a shirt you wanted, I would give mine. Even now I offer. How did your mind permit to beat a dumb animal like that? Take this garment, leave that one go. Where are you driving that? I implored him, clasping my hands. No, I wouldn't. I will tie it near my proprietor's residence. Do what you want. I won't let it go, he asserted. I insisted. Look, brother, leave it away. Take me if you want. Proceed and I will follow. Give me any punishment you care as retribution. Please let the bullock go. Saying a firm no, he dragged the bullock away. Shedding tears, I followed. Trying it before the Sahukara's house. Sahukar is a man of wealth. He reported everything. I too, folding my hands together before Nurullah Maestro, said, "Look, sir, the garment is eaten away. It is a mistake, but please forgive and forget." Without a murmur, he said, "Fine, drive it home," he said. Untying the bullock, holding its reins in my hands, I caressed it as I drove along. "Forgive my mistake. If I was awake, such a thing like this wouldn't have occurred. For that too, I am responsible," I begged. I was not knowing that I would get such a sleep. In sleep, there are three types. They are: one is Tanu Nidre, two Mano Nidre, and three is Ghana Nidre. Tanu Nidre means the body and its organs, when tired and exhausted, the karmendriyas sleep to rest and recoup themselves. The one is Mano Nidre. This takes place when the Sukshmendriyas, finer and subtler organs, are deeply tired and exhausted. The next one is Ghana Nidre. When we go beyond the Tanu and Mana, that is, the body and its organs and the mind with its several dimensions, when all desires and wants and conceptions, expectations and purposes cease to be, when the mind awakes itself into no mind and recedes into Atma, the sleep that we get then is Ghana Nidre. This is called Samadhi, and it is also referred to as Manolaya, the recension of mind onto itself. I have named it as Ghana Nidre. This alone is called Nidde, Nidde. Nidde and Nidre are one and the same. Driving bullocks, I went home, caressing and lovingly touching the body of the bullock until it is pleased. Feeding with grass and fodder, I gave a share of the mudde which I was eating. Later, the next morning, I gathered dung and dirt after sweeping the floor. I was grazing bullocks from Uparahati to temple side after my meal. I was climbing down from the tank bund. Then some Harijans of Doderi were all running towards Nurula Meshtra land. Astonished, I asked one of them, "Why are you on the run like this?" "The bullock seems to have stabbed Kencha's son with its horns. That's why we are running to that place," they said. Frightened, I asked, "Whose bullock?" "Their own. It has stabbed Kencha's son," they said. "Yo, Shiva Shiva," I said to myself and stood there alone, grazing our bullocks. Some were returning. "How is he?" I asked. "No, his story is as good as finished," they said. Turning their hands to indicate loss, I was distressed. "Kanneshwara, why did you do so?" I asked him and kept quiet. I had never opened my mouth to anyone about the bullock eating Kenchana's garment. Kenchana dragging and beating the bullock, and my beseeching and crying for it. Until now, all this was known only to the all-pervasive Kanneshwara, the beaten bullock, Kenchana and Mallaya, the innocent. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat.